Hey there folks, and welcome back to Star Citizen. Today we're going to be looking at the Cutlass Blue, which is the police interdiction cruiser, I guess you could call it. And the main difference between this and the Cutlass Black, which is its, I guess you could call a rival, is that it has better shields. It also has a different looking canopy, which makes the visibility, in my opinion, a little bit better. Also, it comes pre-mounted with Class 3 mounts. I know you can put Class 3 mounts on the Cutlass Black, but this one already has 2 Class 3 missile points on it already, with missiles for you. And the other thing is that it has holding cells in the back because it's a police ship, so there are 4 holding cells. And another main difference between this and the Cutlass Black would be that it weighs 3,000 kilos more. The regular Cutlass Black weighs 33,000 kilos, whereas the Cutlass Blue over here and the Cutlass Red weigh 36,000 kilos. However, the engines are slightly different, or at least the standard ones are slightly different. But the maximum engines that you can put on this ship and the maximum thrusters that you can put on this ship, maneuvering thrusters, are the same. So all things equal, when you completely upgrade your ship, the Cutlass Black will be a little bit more maneuverable. Also, the Cutlass Black can hold an additional, what is it, I believe 30 freight units. I'm sorry, I had to look at my notes over there for a second. An additional 30 freight units of space, where this can hold, I believe, 120 freight units. The other one can hold 150. However, this is the same as the Cutlass Red, where it can only hold 120. Here we are, we're going to enter the back. As you can see, there's a little button on the landing gear that you can do that with. And we'll take a look at the outside of the ship in a little bit, and there's my Cutlass Red over there. So when you get in, the first thing you'll notice there are these fancy dancy holding cells. There are 6 of them total. And once again, the toilet appears to be missing, the most important part of your long-duration spaceship. However, they do have these fancy closets for you to hide in if you get scared or something. And there's another one on the other side. We'll close that, assuming we can. Hopefully, I don't want to have to go inside to close it. There we go. Alright. And here you can see there's just some storage space. You could probably fit some cargo in here if you weren't using these pods, or maybe you could fit some cargo up to here if you were only using 2 of the storage areas or the holding cells. You know what? These holding cells have toilets, but the rest of the crew will unfortunately have to hold it for the rest of the duration of the journey. But, yep, that's what it looks like from the inside of one of these pods, or holding cells, or whatever you want to call them. Let's close that. There we go. Here we have the docking collar. There's an extended docking collar on here and a tractor beam, just like on the rest of the Cutlasses. And we can also close the door here. The tractor beam is kept up in there, and as you can see again, there's a little graphical bug where you can see the textures have not been added. There's like a little orange and purple showing. Well, that's fine. Alright, I thought I closed this. My ship's haunted. Well, not quite. Alright, also, you have your turret, because this Cutlass does have a turret. Let's see if we can want to use that, and you can, the turret will come down. Also, there is this seating, just as normal. Let's see if I can get that turret to come down, because you can sit in the turret in this particular version. Maybe if I bet it's one of these buttons. Top button? Nope. Bottom button. Yep, there it is. That would be the bottom button, and I don't know what that other button does. Alright, well, we'll sit in this, and as you can see, some of the textures haven't either loaded or they're just in the game. And the turret itself looks like it could use some work, but I'm guessing they just wanted to rush this out so we could have something to take a look at. Like that control panel there is just a bunch of gibberish. So is that. But it's pretty cool. You can't move the turret or anything. And this is what it looks like from the outside. You have your 2 pretty big cannons on that. It'll be a pretty nice turret. Has good visibility all the way around, both front and back. And it rotates as well. And right up there you can see the missiles pre-loaded in already, which is pretty cool. Alright. And we can exit out of this. And we'll take a look at the cockpit, because the cockpit is a tad bit different. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to press the button so we could close the turret, or send the turret back up. The cockpit is a little bit different. The canopy is a little bit different, and I think it looks nice in my opinion. There we go. Sends it back up with those missing textures. Alright. We can also close the door just like in any other Cutlass. Has the same button placement. It also has the same meme cat as the rest of them. Alright, let's take a look at the rear piloting seat. And if I haven't mentioned this before, this particular version of the Cutlass has a max crew of 3. However, you can probably hold more. But this particular canopy is fantastic because there's far less bars to get in the way, or far less reinforcement, I don't know, roll cages to get in the way. So you have pretty awesome visibility on the side. You actually have pretty good visibility in the front as well, and visibility on the top is great. Visibility going downward it's alright. I mean, it's not as good as I'm guessing the front seat will be, and it's not as good as something like the Aurora, but that's alright. And we'll hop in this seat. I cannot wait to fly one of these guys. Once again, the front visibility is kind of hampered by the fact that the display is right smack in the middle of your screen. But that's front-facing visibility. If they lower that just a little bit, it would be a lot easier. Like something that you look down on instead of looking forward on. You would have fantastic front-facing visibility. Side-facing visibility is like, it's 10 times better than the other variations of the Cutlass because there's no big old bars sticking in your way. And the top visibility is absolutely fantastic. There is nothing hampering your view from the top. And the downward-facing visibility is fairly good as well. I think the other Cutlasses do have slightly better down-facing visibility, but that's alright. You gotta make a trade-off. This one is good for side and upward-facing visibility. You can still look down, but not quite as good in the downward-facing visibility, but it's not as big of an issue, at least in my particular opinion. Ooh, can we use this now? Well, this particular ship has a hot bar for, or a hot zone for being able to use that ladder, but the other ship didn't. Here's a cool little, what looks to be insignia of something. Almost looks like a Half-Life signal, sort of. I don't know. Symbol. Not signal. Oop, there's the other TR thrusters, or TR1 thrusters. I was looking for those on the Cutlass Red. So there's another TR1 thruster. Alright. And here's the top of the ship. Some good textures on the top. The engines look the same. There's another one of those TR1 thrusters. And, ooh, I wonder what this is. Just a nice little detail that they added. I'm sure that's nothing in particular, but it's pretty cool. That they add little details like that, because I'm sure that takes a lot of work and a lot of effort in modeling just to make something simple like that. And if I'm not mistaken, is this like an escape pod? Because it looks like this thing just pops right off. Who knows, it might be. But I know that you're going to be able to escape. Well, I bet it's not an escape pod. It's if you're in danger, the ship's about to blow up, this thing will pop off, the canopy will pop off, and they'll have 2 ejector seats, would probably be my guess. Some more little greeble details over there. And there are your 2 cannons. Can't seem to find the Mark II mounting point. One would think it would be on the nose like it was on the Cutlass Red, but it's not. Perhaps it is supposed to be there, it's just that they haven't added it in yet, which is a very, very possible result, because, I mean, some of the things aren't completely finished in this, so. Well, I think that'll be it for this episode, And for this review of the Cutlass Blue, thank you folks for watching, and I will see you folks next time.